We have many.
Oakley Doakley. Hi, it's Roller Girl Vancouver here. Go ahead, answer some questions, and I'll
Ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Don't tell me any lies. Cause you've been pretty honest with people.
Oh, I'm pretty honest, and are we live here?
We are.
Of course.
Okay, groovy. I'm not made out of sugar. I'm made out of honey because I like to stick. In many reasons, because I started directing traffic because I broke my ankle in the bank, and my boss said to me, "Don't rollerblade because you're gonna break your ankle." I'm an ex-roofer, and I'm a pretty good worker, and I bodybuilt for 10 years, and I just the reasoning is why I wanted to do something with my life and dedicated my life to society, and I'll keep on doing it because I was, I don't know, mentally, emotionally traumatized because I couldn't work, and I wanted to develop something special. Way back when, about, 15, 20 years ago, the fire department, the police, and the ambulance wanted for somebody to volunteer to direct traffic so less people get run over. When I started then, way back then, I started directing traffic for like 3 times a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening, and once at night, especially in the rush hour, because there's deadly vehicles running over people and violating the traffic. Politically, if they can afford the gasoline, they can afford a car, why can't they afford more taxes?
And why can't they drive a little more slow for people?
Yeah, well, because maybe they're a little immature, a little, anger management problems should be implemented before you get your driver's license, because road rage is deadly. And I almost got ran over a few times, but thank God I didn't. And you have 7 spirits floating around every day. Depends which one you want. I've never been a drug addict. I've never been an alcoholic. And as a 2-spirited female, I'm really, really sick and tired of getting traumatized and kicked out of my housing because I'm a woman. I was living at 801 East 6th Avenue for 15 months, and I was traumatized for 15 months. My neighbors just banged on my door, banged on my wall, made sure they disrupted my sleep. All my belongings were taken away from me. They should implement rules restricting, just imagine if somebody goes into your place or something like that, and they basically took all your belongings and all your possessions, and you're left with nothing, especially if you're saving up for 15 years, or even if you had your small business like I did. I had my own clothing line. I had, $30-some-odd $1,000 worth of coins I collected throughout the 15 years, and I was dedicated to get my own business, and I have my own business now, and it's just I have my clothing line and Instagram, Roller Girl Vancouver, if you're interested in buying one, or donate some money to my cause for my clothing line. About housing, okay, housing. They, instead of building these big ass empires, they should build housing for everybody, families, children, daycare, recreational facilities in one building, and also businesses, small businesses, that people who are living in the apartments have businesses. They should have space so they can develop that business, and it should be fair, and it shouldn't be $6,000 or $7,000 per month, because that's a lot of money. About child care, daycare, it costs about $1,500 per month, and that's crazy. It's hard on the families. You can't feed your children right. You can't feed yourself right, and you're all stressed out. Now, about transit, transit should be free, and it'd be less stress on the public. Sometimes I get on the bus, and I usually have a yearly bus pass, but the few years I haven't. And most bus drivers like me because I direct traffic and they know me. and they love what I do, and some of them buy my clothing, and the ambulance people come and buy my clothing too because they know me. And um, go back to when I was starting directing traffic. I saw this elderly lady get squashed by a car or a transport truck and dragged across Hastings, and the emergency teams, they remember that. And that doesn't leave your mind when you see something like that, and you're like, wow, we got to do something about this. And that's one of the reasons why I became Roller Girl, because I'm your shining armor out there, and I care. And um, once in a while, there will be a person that don't like me. I get harassed sometimes. It's whatever. It's just jealousness. It's I'm a actress and I'm a writer, and if there's any novelists out there that would like to join me with my story and my journey, that would be really grateful. I'm just chatting here, and I'm just waiting for questions again.
I'm speechless. No, it's great. How have some of the other candidates treat you? Some of them.
I wanted to go up there, and the public wants to vote for me, and because I have heart, I think a good candidate should have heart. They should have emotions, and they should have dedication. I'm already history, and one day I will make history again because history always repeats itself. And yeah, it just gets somebody in there that's true, loving, caring, sensitive, and has the heart. And yesterday I went to the cathedral church, and at the last moment I said, "What about hate crimes?" Hate crimes is a big thing in the community, and it does happen. Some of the cafe areas, I'm barred from there because some people don't like me. That's so crazy. And babies love me, mummies love me, daddies love me. So I don't understand the confusion. At if you go under attack under my YouTube, you'll find out an incident that wasn't even followed through by the cops. And they're a big issue also. And that's another reason why I want to run, because double spirit females or trans women we are only human beings, and I just really don't understand. If I'm a celebrity to people and I'm an icon to people, people reach out to me and help me. Right? It's just simple. I feel sometimes I want to leave Vancouver. Sometimes I don't even feel like living sometimes, because where is the people? I'm a people person, and why don't people come up to me and say, Roller Girl, here's a place to live. Here, Roller Girl, here's $20. Sometimes that happens. And really what makes me keep on going, sorry, my cell phone just sort of tipped. What keeps me going is women come up to me and say, thank you for saving my daughter's life. Now, we need somebody in power that has that power.
So, over the last couple of weeks, there's obviously been all candidates meetings, and I remember you saying, like, oh, they're only going to give me 1 minute to speak.
Yeah, that's totally unfair. It doesn't give all the candidates the proper opportunities to speak how they want to feel and what the community really needs. Now, I go to the park board meeting, and I just go up there and I said, what about building buildings that have green spaces, so when they have free daycare on top, and on top of that it'll be green space so the children can eat well, and mother and father don't have to go to the grocery store and buy food. There's food there, supply them.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way of saving money. There's all kinds of ways of saving money. How about creating jobs? How about cutting down electricity and creating jobs and get rid of these stop signs and stoplights and stuff like that, because I think because I've been directing traffic for 17 years, I saved a lot of lives. You know, I slowed down a lot of drivers. I prevented a lot of taxpayers' money, a lot of deaths, a lot of people don't have to go through the traumatization. Some countries have the methods to my methods to say, wow, she has a point. Let's do this. And what about if there was roller girls skating around? How many people around the world will come here and spend money and because we have something special, and I am special. Everybody's special, but I have a special gift.
So the politicians again, like most of them you rarely ever see down here. Like if you're walking up Hastings, you're not going to bump into your local this or that.
Right. You have to live the life to see what's on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
All they see is in the clouds. All they see is what they want to see. They don't want to see what I'm doing.